Okay, today I'm going to be doing a head gasket job. So pretty much what you want to do is take off this tubing over here, and the way you do it, I'm going to show you on this side. So there's three top clips. It's different from mine. Grab a flathead or some type of tool and grab under it, push up, slide it forward, and do all three of them, and this thing should just pop up and twist and come out. So that's the first thing we got to do for doing this head gasket job. Make sure you got the right head gasket. I checked this one. It's good. You got a little silicone. We just need a little bit of it. And this kit came with the rubber rings that we need to replace. And then the next thing that we're gonna need to do is remove the two lids off of here. And there's 4 of these plastic pieces right here. So what we're gonna do, by taking them off, you get a flathead, pop it up, make sure you put them in a place where you remember and they don't break. So, and then in order to take this one off, you're gonna have to take off the cap, the oil cap, and take off the 2 bolts on for this one. 10mm socket to remove them. It's a 10mm socket right here. So what you want to do is just loosen them up, and then when we're done loosening them up and taking them off, I'll tell you the next step. So I'm gonna pause my video. I'm gonna pause it so I'll edit it later, and I'll tell you the next step. So the next step that we're gonna do after taking off the top cover, we're gonna have to remove the spark plugs, the wiring. So pretty much we have 6 right cylinders, same thing. The way you want to do this is lifting up this metal clip upwards, then pull down towards you. This is where you come in, man. So I'm working on my friend's Furman car, one of my subscribers on YouTube. So pretty much I'm gonna take this off later. So right now what I'm gonna do is take off all the bolts that hold on the. So there's 12 bolts that hold on hold down the coil. So I'm just gonna work my way to the back and just remove all the bolts. So that's, and we have to remove the ground wire, and that's I believe a 8mm socket. So there's 1, 2. Oh, we don't have to. There's 1, 2, 3 of them that we have to remove. So that's the next step that we're gonna do. So let me remove all these bolts right here, and then we'll continue on to the next step. So the next step after removing the bolts, the 12 bolts, there's a bolt right here, ground wire. You can remove it with let's see. Sorry for moving the camera. Remove it with an 8mm socket, and then the bottom of it, right there, it's a 10mm socket, and down here for the ground wire. goes for this ground wire back here. And then the next thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna remove this the electrical for the spark plugs. And the way to do that, there's two clips, one right here and one over there. And what you're gonna want to do is push the flathead between the housing that holds the wires, and just push it down, and then the housing for the wire should pop right out. And right now I have to do this with two hands because I don't want to break the plastic clips. So that's the way you do that. And just remember, when you take these things out, the spark plugs, what you want to do is, depending on if you want, when you remove them, you can mark them. I scratched numbers on mine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See the numbers on them? So when I put my spark plugs coils back, they're going to be in the same order that I removed them from. So just remember, when you take this off, this is how you take it off. It's much easier when you had it off already. So you lift this up, the flathead, and then this black wire in the bottom, you pull it out towards you. So it comes out like that. It pulls out towards you. Okay, so that's how you do that. So the next thing, remember, we're going to take off the ground wire from here, here, and there. And then after that, we're going to go to the next step on removing this. So the next thing we'll want to do after you're doing the last step, what you want to do is remove all your electrical wire. Make sure you unplug it from the side. Pretty much this one, it twists it. You can twist it and you pull towards you. You need to pull out. Move your electrical. Make sure you put it in a good area. And what you want to do, remove your coils. I already did that. And then you work on removing your wiring for where the ground's at. So there's only 4 of them. There's one, the one in the back of the ground with the needle or the nose coming up. The second one is just a flat nut. This one's for the ground for the wiring harness, and then the one all the way to the right is for the ground for the spark plugs. So the one spark plug, just nothing here. Ground for the wiring of the harness, and ground for the spark plug. So the next thing what we're gonna do, what we have to do to remove the valve head cover gasket, we have to go around the whole motor and start removing these bolts one by one with a 10mm socket, I believe. And let me check with it. Yes, with a 10mm socket. What we're going to do is just start removing all the bolts from around the engine block. And they only go up to right here, to the back, the bottom, and all the way across to the front. So that's the next step we're going to do. So I'm going to do that right now, and I'm going to come back. So this set that Furman bought for his car, it came with the plastic pieces. So right now we removed the bolts, and we inserted the new plastic, I'll call it gasket. And here's the old ones, here's the new ones. So they're all inserted. And the next thing what we gotta do, after removing all the bolts, we already removed all the bolts. The next thing we gotta do is just take this off right here. So the way of taking this one off, there's a little clamp right here. You squeeze it. You will squeeze it and pull it out. And then, I don't want to do it with one hand. Let me see. Hey Furman, can you help me out real quick? Okay. I'm gonna remove this. This is one of the Okay, I just got this one off. When you remove yours, just be careful because it's plastic and it's brittle. I end up breaking this one. Pretty much it's just a little clamp that clamps over this plastic piece right here, and you're supposed to squeeze it, and these side edges are supposed to come up, and you're supposed to pull it out. But in this situation, it didn't happen, so we end up breaking it and just pulling it out, and just keep that loose. So the next thing you want to do, if you want, you could take off your oil cap, so you could use it for leverage when you remove, lifting up your head cover. And right now I'm gonna try to lift it up little by little, just to show you a little example. See what we can do here. So I'm just using a little plain flat head, grabbing an edge. Okay. It's on there very good. So I'm just gonna work over here and make my way to one end. So, well, on this process, I'm not gonna film it because it's gonna take me a little while because the seal is a little hard. So, depending on the car and the condition your car's in, all you have to do is just pop this cover up, and you should have access to the seal. So just let me work on this, then I'll get back to the video. Okay then, right now me and Furman just got done taking off the head gasket. So what happened in this situation was that we did really need a head gasket on here, because the head gasket was so tight and snuggle on the engine block where it just got stuck, and just by prying it up, we just had to be careful that we won't break the cover. And let me see, and pretty much, yeah, you just had to be careful. And these bolts right here, they stay on there. I was just making sure if we had to remove them or not, but that was not the problem. It's just that the head gasket was so out and so hard to melt it that it combined them into one piece. So by me and Furman, he was prying this side up, and I was prying this side up. By lifting it up little by little, we end up getting the cover off. And this is how bad that the head gasket was, is that it was not able to survive in one piece. So this part is a piece of it. This is how brittle it was, but at the same time, it just melted into a hard piece. So right here it's hard, like on some part of the gasket it's hard, some part is flexible, but as you can see, it's no good. So the next step that we have to do in this, it's checking the seal where the gasket goes, cleaning it out, and get the gasket out of here. Take it out of here, clean it out, And the next thing, or if you have a SOS pad or a scrub pad or sandpaper or whatever you got, we're gonna have to sand all the leftover plastic piece that's on here, just so when we put the new head gasket on, that we have a nice even level. So in the future, your your engine block won't be leaking oil. So all this leftover piece, I'm gonna have to clean it out, sand it out, and to prevent future oil leaks. So, and the other problem that we had earlier, that the gasket was so hard on here that we had to just be careful for none of the plastic pieces. When you remove this, it was stuck on here so hard that we could we had to use pliers to grab it and pull it out, because this will break in pieces, and you don't want nothing falling inside your engine block. And yeah, so just be careful when you're doing this. It's a real delicate job. So this tells me, or now by looking at this engine block, you can find out how good maintained your engine block is. Like on this one, if you look on the edges, there's no oil gunk. There's nice fresh oil on here, and everything looks gold, nice yellowish. So it's a good sign of a good engine. So by changing out this head gasket, you're gonna expand the life of your engine block. So the next step, what we're gonna do is clean it up, and then pretty much when we're done cleaning it up, we're gonna have to put some silicone back here. We're gonna put silicone right here, and the one in the bottom. We're gonna put the silicone right here, and then we're gonna put the gasket on to the head cover, and then we're gonna slide everything back into place. And I'll try to record it when we're in that process. So we'll wait to the next video. Okay, then right now we're cleaning up the edges of this cover for the valve head cover gasket, and the problem that we're having is that this thing is so hard that it's like glued to the plastic. So plastic on plastic is not a good thing to start hammering and try to break this. So right now I'm gonna get my little pick. It's not a good thing to hammer it, so you might end up breaking an edge, and if you break an edge, you're gonna have future oil leaks. So as you can see, this is so hard where I can't even stab it in there. Let me see this one. No. So the way to get this off the right way, and it's I guess a tip of the trick of the trade of getting this off, is pretty much get a heat gun and just heat it up. I guess I'll try to show you right now. My friend Furman's gonna hold the camera for me right now. I'm just gonna show you. So what we want to do is heat up the plastic until it turns flexible, because right now it's hard as a rock. And this is the way you take it off without breaking anything. Okay, I'm gonna try to take it off and see what happens. See, now I'm able to stab into it. No, still need to warm it up. Still need to warm up the inside. The outside's good. No, I still need to warm up the inside of it. see what happens. Here it comes. As long as we grab something, grab the edge of it and pull it upwards, we should be okay. Okay. Where's your pick at for me?
Here, hold this and put it away.
Okay, hold on, let me try with this. So now, there it goes. Now it came out all in one piece. Just because the plastics heated and now it's like rubber, how it's supposed to be. And it's hot as hell. And now you don't have to have plastic pieces in there. And remember this plastic, you won't mess with this, or you won't mess this up because it's meant for high temperature heat. So that's how you remove your gasket if it's stuck in there. And then now, pretty much what we're going to do, we're going to reverse the process. We're going to clean out the edges, put the head gasket on here, and then put silicone and just put it all back together. So that's how you change a bow head cover gasket on the 98 BMW. It's the same thing as the 97, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing for the other years and models. And I'll take a little bit more film when it's all done and complete. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. So right now we got the cover on there. We got the bolts nice and tight. And before you take the bolts off, try to loosen them just to remember how tight they were when you took them off. So it'll give you a little reference point how much pressure you should have them tighten when you put them back. And then right now I put back the wiring harness for the spark plugs. And I connected all the grounds. So, and the last thing I'm going to do is connect the wiring back to where it belongs, and then put the housing back there for the air. So pretty much we're all done, but until I complete the process of putting everything back or what I did. So pretty much just reverse the process of what we did on taking off the top of the lid of this and put on your new head gasket, and you guys should be good to go. So that's how you replace a head gasket. So thanks to my friend Furman, my subscriber from YouTube, I was able to work on his car and let you guys know how I did it. So hopefully you guys learn things, and subscribe and give my video a thumbs up, and I'll be putting up more videos in the future when I come across more problems. Okay, thank you guys.